What up, people? This is going to be an interesting one. I got influenced because I post some things on my community wall, and you guys should know by now. If I say something that's going to get y'all riled up, I'm going to double down on it. It's just simply what I do. It's what I've always done. I don't shy away from my opinions, and I'm one of few people that seems to want to put myself out there when it comes to people that want to disagree with me in my positions. I have no problem going to people's podcasts, inviting people here, and so forth. But the thing that I get when I say something that I like, certainly if people expect some sort of type of material, in my case, comic books. So people expect comic book material out of me. And when I say something that they disagree with, that's not along the side of comic books. And my opinion on comic books tends to be sort of polarizing anyway. So I can say all of this shit about comic books, but the minute I say something in regards to something else that they disagree with, which should be inevitable considering my political stances, me being an anarcho-capitalist libertarian and me being outspoken. If I haven't gotten to you yet, I'm going to say something I disagree with. I get fools that tell me to stick to comics, right? Stick to comics. Now, I just want to exercise why this is utterly a fucking stupid thing to tell me. So generally it comes when I have an opinion on music. I have an opinion on gaming, which is the new thing that people are apparently telling me that I can't talk about, or I have a political or social talking point. So let's point out this. This is on my wall. Obviously, there's a bunch of people getting triggered out of their mind. And it's so crazy how the whole concept of microtransactions and such gets everybody riled up. Guy says, bro, shut the fuck up. You sound mad stupid. Stick to your own guns. That's what you got. That's what got you here last time I recall, not clout chasing these gamer channels over their fight movements that you were never a part of. So what he's basically saying is that I shouldn't say anything about gaming and such and stick to my guns. Now, when he says chasing, not clout chasing, apparently he thinks that when I say something that, like, I guess the guy that's really in question is Angry Joe. Now, I said that he lied, and he did. It's not, up for dispute. He lied about a specific gaming mechanic regarding NBA 2K. That's not up for a dispute, and I'm not arguing against anything I said in terms of how it works, because he is a reactionary, and he saw this opportunity to jump on something that he's been speaking against, even though he's not really familiar with how it particularly works. And I simply said that doesn't give him leeway to not tell the truth. So he tells me to stick to my own gun. Now let's keep this in mind as well. I have a Twitch channel, and I started 2 years ago. And 2 years ago, I had been playing, I'm just going through my clips. I had been playing a lot of MLB The Show, Destiny, H1Z1 right here. I played FIFA and such. So gaming, I'm not particularly new to, as you can see. Games that have these sort of gamble mechanics, as y'all call them, with loot boxes and so forth, like FIFA, MLB, I've played them. So I wanted to show you guys something. The first time I ever covered comic books on this channel was this video right here. 2018. So my first time covering comics, a comic book on this channel was an independent comic, and I covered it in 2018. So the beginning of last year. And I got pretty top heavy with the comic book stuff, but that was the first time that I ever covered on this channel. This channel has been active since 2006, 2007. So there's a lot of unaccounted material up until that time. So I just showed you the gaming stuff, but something in particular I want to show you guys as far as social issues. The first time I spoke about a social issue was about gay marriage, 2013 on this channel. That I specifically can point to me talking about social issues, 2013. Now, if we keep going down this rabbit hole of discussion, right? Feeling racism, black liberalism, this is all 2015. So 4 years ago or so, it got really, really heavy as far as me talking about stuff. 4 years, bro. We're talking 2015 was the first time that I started, and you can see all these vocal covers and stuff. But I really got heavy talking about government, 2016. And then it just, social issues was pretty much all I had talked about for a long, extended period of time. 2016, 3 years ago. This is before, mind you, 2018 was the first time I talked about a comic book. So we have all of my band stuff. Y'all saw the vocal cover. So this channel was way more music than anything. So you see me talking about my band and all of that stuff. But look at this. It's 2016. I did my first NBA 2K video, which was the topic at hand that got everybody triggered to the oblivion when I said that mechanic doesn't work the way that you guys think it does. 2016, NBA 2K17. And I did a whole my team grind. I talked about this player that I had. All of this, 2017. No VC grind, where I was showing people, ironically, how far you can get this guy up or get your team up, or how long it would take if you didn't spend money, right? So I was talking about all these people that I was unlocking over the course of that year. So I'd been talking about this game. But remind you, this guy, stick to your guns. So I have all of these 2K videos, ironically, full years before I ever dropped a comic book video. Now, I don't say that to mean that somebody else can't speak on what they don't know. I'm saying that it is utterly foolish because I say something that you disagree with, or I say something that got you so emotionally bent out of shape. You don't get to say, I don't get to talk about it, or I need to stick to my guns. You may have learned about me by way of comic books, which is fine. But I've been doing public speaking engagements for the better half of since I graduated. Since I was really got out of college. Public speaking engagements, all the vlogs and stuff, showing up on podcasts, live television. I've been doing this long before I had ever did one fucking video on comic books. So when you tell me to stick to comics, it's utterly foolish. But it's also, and this is the more important thing to say out of this, it's not a fucking argument. Notice, again, we'll go back real quick. Not once does he ever address my position. And most of these comments don't deal with people addressing my position. And this is something that I've long said, hey, man, if you guys disagree with something, let's have a talk about it. I can invite you on the channel, which I'm still open to doing that. If you email me or hit me up, ericdjuly.com, and go to the deal, I have no problem debating, having discussions about this. But unfortunately, a lot of people are so emotionally bent out of shape when it comes to microtransactions that they can't even focus on what I'm saying. It's, hey, what about this, and this? This is why I'm mad. I'm like, dude, I'm not even arguing against that. But because they're so emotionally attached to this subject matter, and they get so emotionally bent out of shape, it's almost like these leftists when it comes to politics, where it's like they go ape just at the fact that you may say something that they don't like, that they don't even address your position. They start calling you racist, yada, yada, plugging their ears. This is sort of what I'm dealing with when I talk about something that somebody may disagree with, that's maybe polarized. And again, I'm going to get to you. I'm going to say something that I inevitably, that's going to, you're going to disagree with. And this is my hub. This is not a comic book channel. This is my hub. This is everything Eric July. Comics is part of that. But I'm also a political and social commentator. Provably. I was doing that long before I ever started talking about comics publicly. Again, that was the beginning of last year when I did my first coverage on comic books. And it was that summer that I did the video on Supergirl, which sent everything into the stratosphere. That's a recent phenomenon. My desk phone is ringing, by the way. But that's a recent phenomenon. Yes, I have a fucking desk phone. Got to separate your work from your other life. Y'all don't get this number. Y'all get that number. But I've been doing this for so long, and it's amazing because it does show that people, they don't really know me. They just got here and think that they have some sort of monopoly on what I cover. You don't get right to do that. So if you disagree, and y'all see that I'm very interactive in the comments section of my videos. If you disagree, that's fine. Say what you disagree with, why you disagree with. Don't try to shut the conversation down by saying he doesn't know what he's talking about. He should stick to comic books. Because only surface level research will tell you I've been talking about these subject matters long before I was talking about comic books. But even if I didn't, let's assume that I didn't. I'm just saying there's proof of it that I've done it. But let's say if I didn't, that still does not address my position. It doesn't say anything. So just stick to the arguments. But telling me to stick to comics, you're yourself, because I'm not. This channel has never been about just only comics. And a guy that is a sock account trying to tell me what I need to do with my channel, how I built this channel, somebody that had to grind since he was 16 years old to build it, going through successful these different rebrands. The first thing that took my channel off was vocal covers. That was how I got to like 30,000 subscribers. Vocal covers, not comic books. Stick to the arguments. But telling me to stick to the comics, you out of your fucking mind. Because I'm not. And if I piss you off, I'm just going to double down, man. So hit me up. If you want to argue, hey, man, I really don't like what you're saying. You make me mad. Okay, let's talk about it. Hit me up. Tell me what you disagree with and why. Email me. I'll bring you on the show. Just don't straw man my position and don't tell me that I get to only talk about one thing. That's not how this shit works.